Now, since 2005, Thomas Probstel, first of all, described either endovenous fluid equivalence, which obviously, because he's a dermatologist, was the surface area, which didn't take off because it's complicated. So instead, he also described linear endovenous energy density, which basically is how much energy you put down in 1 centimeter vein. And we all know this because we use it all the time, but there's a major problem with this. And the problem is that because you use the power, which is joules per second, as watts, and then you use the pullback as seconds per centimeter, you end up with joules per centimeter and no time. And what this leads us to is it leads us to a problem with LED, and that is each one of those lines is one LED. So if you look at the top line, for instance, just say you wanted 100 LED, you could use 100 watts for 1 second per centimeter, or you could use 1 watt for 100 seconds per centimeter, and they both are the same LED, but the biological effects are totally different. If you use too much power, you just get charcoal. If you use too long a pullback, it's too long to be effective. If it's too much LED, it's too painful, and too little LED, you don't close the vein. So it's very important that we understand that LED is not a good measure if you use it by itself, because you don't give any credence to time. And with thermal ablation, you have to know the time, because like when you fry a steak, you could actually put a steak straight on a very hot pan and you get cooking of the surface, but nothing of the steak itself. Or very, very low power where you cook all the way through with no charcoal. So what we're trying to do all the time is we're trying to put time back into LED. And we published this paper because there's 2 ways of doing that. You can either quote the LED and the power, or the LED and the rate of pullback, but you have to quote one of those. And it turns out power is the more effective, as we prove in this paper, and the reference is there. So when there's anything new that comes out, we always put it through our models in our clinic. We never, ever trust manufacturers totally. We obviously like them and listen to them, but we also then take it to our own laboratory and we retest everything we do. And for thermal ablation, we use a simple porcine liver model straight out of the abattoir. So this is fresh porcine liver, and we set up like this. And what you can then do is you can measure the thermal spread in biological tissue at room temperature, and you can also measure any carbonization. And we use a simple pixel counting cord stretch and calc for this. So when we got the endovenous microwave, we were the first people in the UK to use this. I thought we were the first in Europe, but I got corrected when there was somebody who recently showed me they'd done one before me, and I believe it's Hungary. So we were the first in the UK to do this in 2019, and it's from Echo in China. There are other systems.